The Avalanche take it back at home, banging crowd, unbelievable game if you're a Colorado Avalanche fan, specifically a Colorado Avalanche player, coach, or personnel. The Dallas Stars are not rewarded for a good effort because the Colorado Avalanche came out with the greatest effort. This is going to be one of the best series ever in NHL history. It is now tied 2-2. Colorado was all over Dallas today, but the score is not indicative of how this game went. Dallas had their chances. Dallas had an ability to keep this game close. Heck, Dallas could have even won this game if it wasn't for the sheer force of will that was Mackenzie Blackwood. He turned away shot after shot after shot. Other notable players, Brock Nelson, amazing game. What a trade deadline acquisition for them. And not to mention Gabe Landeskog, big impact in this game. The captain, not just a morale booster, an NHL player, and he's showing it. Arturi Lekkinen, huge game. And McKinnon and Makar played excellent, top to bottom. They didn't show up on the score sheet like you'd expect them to, though. Now that's not a bad thing, and that doesn't mean they weren't super impactful. It just means the Dallas Stars did their job taking them away. Jake Ottinger made some incredible saves on them, but it's a great sign for the Avalanche if your depth is able to score, and that is what they did today. Right away, it's the former Avalanche. It's Rantanen. He moves in, makes a little nice pass here. Back to Rantanen. This should be in the back of the net. If you're a 100-point goal scorer, you can't be putting the puck over here. You have to put it over here. He doesn't tweak the sniper scope nearly enough. It's a tough shot to make, but if you're a 100-point guy, you can't miss that. Blackwood with a massive save. And every time Blackwood makes a massive save, whether it's the Colorado Avalanche, the Edmonton Oilers, why are you talking about the Oilers, Ryan? Because they both do this the same. Anytime there's a rebound or a big save on their goalie, they put it the other way, and most of the time it goes in the back of their net. It's a quick little bump out and rebound here. That ends up springing Letkinen. He's in, and this is what I mean. It can go in the back of your net. And you tell me down below, hockey fans, how many times have you seen it, whether it's for your team or against your team, where that team almost scores massive offensive zone pressure only for it to be cleared, rebound, or turned around the other way to get scored on the rush by the team that made the big save? It's almost as consistent as life, death, and taxes. Now, I also want to talk about why Mackenzie Blackwood is so good. I don't know if people notice this, but when you're a good goalie in junior, and Blackwood was for Team Canada and in the leagues he played in, and you end up on bad teams, and he did. I mean, the teams just weren't that great. San Jose at the time was rebuilding. New Jersey wasn't great at the time. It is very hard to develop. Good goalies need to play with good teams. It's just like quarterbacks in the NFL. If you're given dust, you're going to play like dust. This is a team sport. So Blackwood ends up on a great team, and now he is looking great. He was always a good goalie, but you need a good team in front of you to play good team defense, good offense to really unlock the potential of that goalie. Very rarely do you get a goalie that's going to carry a bad team by himself, and very rarely do you get a great team with a bad goalie that's able to go deep in the playoffs. So good for Blackwood to fit in here. This is why he was such a great trade deadline acquisition. This is why it's no surprise if you're a good goalie on a good team, this is where it happens. But this is also why good goalies don't get overpaid. The team and the goalie must match. It is rare you end up with pure elite with elite, because we've seen it now. He hasn't been able to do it with a bad team. And there are plenty other goalies in the NHL like this that we may never get a chance to evaluate. Andrei Vasilevsky is one of those guys. Elite goalie, always had an elite team in front of him, though. What does that mean? Nothing, because he's never going to be traded. It's not worth debating that far. But there are very few goalies that get traded from team to team unless they're not doing that well. You don't let go of elite guys. So the fact that the Avs found him, what great timing for them. Maybe even the steal of the deadline. Logan O'Connor on the shorthanded play. Remember, I've talked about this throughout this entire series. When you see backs and bobbles, you want to go. Try to outnumber them when you can, even though you're down a player. You see 4 Avalanche here, and that puck gets banked in and around the boards, and it's going to be Logan O'Connor leaving the zone with speed, and they have them outnumbered. It ends up moving the wall. Thomas Harley is going to make a quick little nifty play here, but you don't want to make a play like this when you're the last one at the line. I know we see defensemen do it all the time, but it is high risk. If you get around O'Connor here, you now have a 5-on-3. Maybe it's worth it. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's Maybelline, but this one wasn't worth it as O'Connor basically just pushes him over. He's gone on a breakaway. He snaps it short side. Unbelievable goal. And he gets an advantage here because he's a right-handed shot. In my opinion, I think it's easier as a right-handed shot to shoot to the left side. When you're a left-handed shooter, it's easier to shoot to the right side. This is a tough save for a goalie to make because he's on his off wing. Great goal, 1-0. Nathan MacKinnon, standard power play goal. Nothing standard about it when it's MacKinnon, but take a look here. You have numbers, so we are just talking about that on the penalty kill. There's backs and bobbles. If you can turn this one over, you send everybody, and the Stars do. That makes sense. I understand that. Yes, you have a player here. Yes, you have a player here. Yes, you have a player here. But if you had an opportunity to turn over a puck, you try to turn over a puck. So this is sound defensive zone play on the PK. Unfortunately, it sneaks out over here to Cale Makar. Makar is going to walk in. He's going to pass it over to MacKinnon. We've seen this a bunch. MacKinnon can score a billion different ways in the power play. This is one. He's going to score it from Ovi's spot. It is just an absolutely sick slap shot that sneaks through Jake Ottinger. He almost had it, but MacKinnon puts it in the net. I think I said earlier he wasn't on the score sheet. I must have forgot about this one. It's really late, and this was an unbelievable goal. Nice job by Colorado. Good job, coach. All right, I want to get on the high horse a little bit here. When you take a look at this play, this is going to be a reverse hit by Nathan MacKinnon. Comes in, goes to make the play, bang, puts him on his butt. That's going to give MacKinnon all the daylight he needs to walk out. His best buddy in the world, Cale Makar, steps in. Jake Ottinger with a massive save. That's probably what had my bias if these guys aren't on the score sheet because I watched that a million times. And I watched it for a million times because I talked about this in the Florida-Tampa Bay series. I really hate the reverse hit. I do not think it should be allowed. That one wasn't a big deal, but at the end of the day, the player is not expecting it. It's almost like a blindsided hit without a blindsided hit. Players can get butt, elbows back there. If you're trying to prevent concussions like the NHL is trying to do and take dangerous hits out of the game, I think that is just as dangerous as a hit from behind into the boards or a slew foot. I do not like the reverse hit. And the critical reason I don't is because the defending player isn't expecting it. When you are expecting a hit, you know to brace, you know how to brace. These guys are taught since age 12 how to take a hit properly and safely, and it works 99.9% of the time. The other 0.1% of the time they end up injured, but there's a lot of hits that happen in hockey, so it's going to happen. The reverse hit, there's no way to prepare for it. You're going to get caught on the jaw. They do not wear a shield or a protector there. There's nothing you can do. It's a quick little click of the teeth. I dislike it. Doesn't mean I dislike Nathan MacKinnon. Doesn't mean I wouldn't use it if I was in that game. I would. I just think it needs to get out of the game. Let me know what you think down below in the comments, and if you want to talk more about it, join the Discord down below as well, too. It's been a banging series with great fans on both sides of Dallas and the Avalanche. I'd love to have you in our Discord talking trash to each other about the NHL playoffs. Now let's get into something we can all agree is pretty sweet. Gabe Landeskog, welcome back to the NHL. As that puck's carried in by Nelson, you can see Landeskog is wide open in the middle of the ice. He feeds it over to the power winger. Quick little clapper snapper, puts it in the back of the net. And you can see right here, this is the moment of happiness. This is what a teammate, this is what hockey is about. This is why it is so great he's back. His team is just jacked for him. I mean, look at that. They're just jazzed for this guy. 9:06 left. Normally, I would call this wraps. I wouldn't show a goal like this. It's just a little trickles right in the net. I don't even know what I'm saying at this point. But it is Girard with a little bit of a shot. But just take a look at this. I mean, this guy's career was theoretically over, and Landy is in front of the net battling for his team. He's tossed around, thrown around, and because of his battle in front of the net, that puck ends up going in. So great job by the captain. Sorry if you're a Stars fan, but it's a really feel-good story for everybody across the NHL. The Avs are now tying the series 2-2. Dallas has home ice advantage for the last 3 games. I don't think Dallas played bad. I think they had a ton of opportunities. I could have spent 20 minutes here showing you how they could have at least tied this game or stayed in close for this game, but it was just Mackenzie Blackwood keeping it that far away. The score isn't indicative of how they played. Yes, Colorado got 42 shots on goal. Somebody's going to go down there and tell me how badly they killed them. And a 4-0 game and 42 shots on goal, sure, it is killing them. But I still saw a ton of grade A opportunities and chances from Dallas. Dallas can get back in this series. I've always picked Colorado. I think the longer this series goes, the more it favors the Avs because of their speed and their ability to break open at open ice. But I still think Dallas has a great opportunity because they have all the tools they need to win, and they're doing it without their number one D, which is pretty critical for this team. So we'll see you guys for Game 5. Let's end up seeing what happens. I still think it's going 7.